Ladies and gentlemen, your next match of the evening to be fought over 3 5-minute rounds and the full professional mixed martial arts rules. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, to enter the cage with a record of 1 victory, 2 defeats, representing Team Renegade. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mush the Beast Aslani. His opponent this evening, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He is making his professional debut, representing Hardy Wallet Gym. Please welcome Dan the Man Hepworth. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Neil Hall.
Well, we kick off our pro bouts here at FCC 23 with an absolute barnstormer. Mush the Beast Aslani in the black with white trim, taking on Dan the Man Hepworth in the black with red and white trim. Hepworth with the white gloves, Aslani with the black. Yeah, Neil Hall, one of the best in the game, gets this one underway. 3 5-minute rounds in the FCC welterweight division, Jamie.
Hell of a fight, that's set up here for us, Brad, and one that I've been looking forward to all day. Mush Aslani, one of the best wrestlers in the UK at this weight, and he's taken a very, very tough man in Hepworth.
Yeah, beautiful left hook to set up the takedown from Mush Aslani. Hepworth trying to get those hips to work instantly, though.
Yeah, good base in there from Mush, though. Pure wrestling background to take that side control and maybe even start putting some knees in now. We know Mush has got a very good control on the ground. Really looking for a victory tonight. Both men here. Hepworth turning into his first pro fight, and Mush looking for a win.
And of course, it's the first bout of the evening tonight that we see the pro rules in effect. So we've got the 5-minute rounds, we've got the elbows and the twisting ankle and leg locks available to these guys.
Yeah, you see, good pressure here from Mush. He's putting that left hip down really well and keeping that side control. He can actually start to extend that right elbow and start to put the pressure across the face, using a cross face, and now can put the elbow in. There we go. There's the first one, Brad.
Aslani trying to cross face here and just get a little bit of distance.
Once he creates that distance, he can start to put that pressure down with the elbow and start to really work on Hepworth.
Yeah, tried to sort of switch angles there and put that knee across the midsection, but now content to sit back in side control. And of course, with the professional rule set, we'll see the referee give them a little bit more time to work here on the ground, a little bit more time to get some offense going.
Yeah, you've got to as well, especially with the elbows allowed in this division. You know, it's a big game changer, Brad, isn't it?
Absolutely. And let's see if Mush Aslani can get those sharp elbows to work. He's thrown a couple of short elbows thus far here, surely looking to try and cut Dan Hepworth on the brow.
Yeah, he's trying to put that pressure across the face there. But Hepworth has got a hell of a corner behind him, Brad, with Jimmy Wallhead and, of course, Dan the Outlaw Hardy there as well.
Dean Truman, current Cage Warriors featherweight champion, also in the corner. 2 UFC veterans, 2 Cage Warriors veterans. Wallhead, a veteran of Bama and Bellator as well.
This is good work from Mush Aslani, though. He was trying to look for that choke originally. He's now took the mount fully now.
Good positioning here from Mush Aslani. He's got his man right in his own corner as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see that elbow knee escape now from Hepworth on the bottom. He's up against the cage. You can now use that right elbow to the floor and try and escape from there.
Yeah, Hepworth did a good job there of avoiding the choke, but of course in that position, your only option really, if you can't chuck the man off your back, is to get on your own back, and then you're open for the elbows. That's exactly what we saw from Mush Aslani there.
There we go. That's the elbow knee escape into the half guard. Now exactly what I was asking for there, Brad. He's got the underhook as well. He could come out to that side if he wanted to. If you put the pressure on and use that hip. Good work, though, to go back to full guard from Hepworth, but great work from Mush to keep it. So he has to do that, basically.
Yeah, good guard retention there from Hepworth, but Mush Aslani really putting the pressure on from top position here.
Yeah, this is the most professional fight we've seen Mush in. in regards to what he's doing here. He's putting the pressure on, he's using them elbows, you know, that Iranian wrestling background he has. He's using that to his advantage here, Brad.
Aslani again looking to create a frame with that forearm and create some damage with those short shots. They're not fight-ending shots in and of themselves, but if he can cut down Hepworth, or he can land enough of them to make Hepworth perhaps give up his back or make a mistake, that's points on the board.
Absolutely, Brad. That's what I was going to say. What he's doing is he's doing enough to cause enough pressure on the face from their elbows to pass something, or to try and pass something like he's doing now. He's trying to pass the full mount again now. But I'd happily sit in half guard and try and drop rain the bombs down.
Hepworth back onto his knees here. Let's see if he can get his back on the cage to get back to his feet. He's got wrist control there.
Like he's trying to take the back now, Mush Aslani. Bit of torrid round for Hepworth this, Brad.
Yeah, he's having to weather the storm here, but this is a 3-round fight, so Dan Hepworth has got 10 minutes left to play with. Should he get out the first round, which he looks like it will. Aslani throwing a few big shots there. Hepworth spinning for a knee bar.
Yeah, good spin through there for that knee bar, but you know, let's see how composed Hepworth can be, because that was a fantastic round for Mush Aslani, Brad.
It absolutely was, and I don't think there could be any mistake on the judges' scorecards there. A clear 10-9 round in my book for Mush Aslani, and it's Dan Hepworth who's going to have everything to play for in the second and possibly third. Hepworth did not look out of this fight at any point, though. He was game, he was trying to move around, he went for that knee bar at the very end. He's obviously still got a few tricks up his sleeve, Jamie.
Yeah, absolutely. Vahid Husainpour as well in the corner, another fantastic Iranian wrestler, which just shows the lineage that Mush Aslani comes from. He's come from a fantastic wrestling background, and he's showing that fight because it wasn't a boring wrestling match what he put on there. He was putting on some great strikes as well. Great round for Mush Aslani.
And talking about Iranian wrestlers, we've got Ali Arish stepping into the FCC cage for I believe the second time in his career later on this evening, taking on the legend Sean Lomas. There's two real veterans of the game.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to that.
And from two veterans to two promising up-and-comers. Oh, nice right hook and a left by Aslani. He changes levels here.
Yeah, he's going for that. Yeah, again, this is exactly where Hepworth does not want to be.
Hepworth needs to keep his back on the cage here. Aslani looking for the back.
Looking to that for that neck as well now. Looking to drag that arm across, grabbing the shoulder, putting that pressure on across the face.
And we've seen so many guys with this high-level wrestling background affect this same game plan, Jimmy. They just make it thoroughly unpleasant for the opponent.
I think this is the best game plan that Mush could put on, to be honest with you. One of the best wrestlers in the UK, and he's out wrestling his opponent exactly how he should do. Hepworth, though, you know, he's dangerous at all angles. By the minute, he's got that across the face, and that's going under the chin. He's pushing the elbow up.
Hepworth in a whole heap of trouble here, being forced to defend that rear naked choke. It's difficult to see how much of a bite he's got on it from this position. Looking to readjust the grip here is Mush Aslani.
Yeah, he went to readjust there. I just think he was on the chin. I think Hepworth's a good enough fighter to understand where he needs to be on that, but that's looking like it's going slightly more under the neck now. Once he can readjust under the neck, that's where it's going to be a problem, and now it is a problem.
Hepworth finding the hands for all he's worth here, right in his own corner. Dan Hardy and Jimmy Wallhead screaming instructions to their man. Oh, he comes out on top! Incredible! Dan Hepworth's fans go absolutely wild here in the University of Bolton Stadium. What a turnaround!
Fantastic work there from Hepworth, and now he's on top position, and now he can start raining the elbows down, and there's plenty of time in this round to still take it from Mush Aslani.
He's got to work on his base here. Aslani already looking to get back to his feet. Hepworth looking to drop some short elbows of his own here now.
Yeah, he's looking for that half guard pressure I said against the cage before, what Mush had. This is a nice pressure to keep because you can start putting them elbows down. Oh, lovely knee, but good
What
work.
a takedown by Aslani. It's a nice knee from Dan Hepworth up the right-hand side, but Mush Aslani with a beautiful trip takedown again, bringing that phenomenal wrestling background to bear. And what a contest we've got here at FCC 23.
Yeah, he's got to watch them toes in the cage, Hepworth. Referees on this, Neil Hall.
Yeah, of course you can use the flat of your foot to push off the cage, but you can't hook your toes or fingers through it.
Good work from that elbow knee escape again to that inside to take that half guard from Hepworth, but Mush Aslani is still in control of this fight, Brad.
And you've got to believe that Aslani at this stage is going to be happy to run down the clock for brief periods. Oh, digging the chin right into the face there was Mush Aslani.
Yeah, good old school trick there.
I've got to be careful he doesn't stick it in the eye socket. It's something that's been prohibited in MMA since the days of Mark Kerr. I mean, what a winning technique that is to have on your Sherdog record. Chin to the eye.
There's not many that will ever have that again.
Some old school savagery right there.
But good work here from Aslani. He's again looking to that pressure pass, and you can see a sort of, the Habib style of attacking.
Perhaps looking for a head and arm on the far side there.
Yeah, it's a real wrestling choke as well. It's a real catch wrestling choke, that head and arm.
Oh, steps over into full mount though, does Aslani. Trying to create a bit of space here. Trying to posture up and drop the elbows down.
Yeah, this is good work from Aslani now. He's got a very good half guard now. He can keep that pressure down. He can drop that left hip a little bit more and put some pressure in. He's allowed that butterfly to step in. He's now looking for deep half. From the bottom is Hepworth. Good work.
Great work from Aslani. Hepworth rolling through. Aslani looking to counter, but it's Hepworth that comes out on top.
Yeah.
Hepworth with big elbows here.
He should have kept that deep half there.
Hepworth needs to get those hips away from Mush Aslani. Aslani's going to take him for a ride here, and he does.
Yeah, that's 100%. That's a 2-0 in my opinion, Brad. But I think Hepworth is showing signs of something here that in this third round could...
Absolutely, for my money, this is one of those fights where, look, we've got one guy who has clearly won the first 2 rounds, but his opponent has not looked out of the fight for a second. He's always been competitive. He's never looked out of his depth. And this could be one of those contests where anything could happen in the third round. We could see Mush Aslani come back and get a couple more takedowns, grind down the clock, pound this man out, or we could see something special from Dan Hepworth in terms of some crazy sweep, a crazy submission, or maybe he keeps the fight on the feet and gets the hands and feet to work.
And you're right, but for me, Mush Aslani should now come out and just purely take Hepworth down and just keep that control again. But the issue you've got is when Hepworth's going to come out of this knowing, and he's got Dan Hardy in his corner, who's going to tell him, you are 2 rounds down. There's going to be no messing about here, Brad. He is 2 rounds down in this fight. And that's what his corner will be telling him. And that could be the game changer. Might be wrong with this, but let's see what happens with Hepworth.
Mush Aslani, Dan Hepworth, both guys well supported here in Bolton. Look for Aslani to land that lead left hook and change levels. Hepworth diving in. Hepworth pushing his man against the cage now.
Yeah, that's where I think Hepworth's problem's been there. He calls the distance too much.
Oh, nice angles there from Hepworth. Jumping knee to the body. Hepworth looking to let rip here.
This is where I think Hepworth's better at range, though.
Hepworth looking for a trip. Aslani looking for the whizzer there and gets it.
Yeah, use that whizzer takedown there.
And perhaps a little bit ill-advised there to try and grapple in the clinch with Mush Aslani.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he tried to close that distance so quickly, Brad. He's now on top. Mush Aslani putting that pressure on again for that side control that we've seen several times in this fight. Trying to work that knee on belly and trying to switch across into the mount. That's what he wants. That's exactly what he wants, and there we go.
Let's see what Aslani can do from the mount here. And let's see what Dan Hepworth can do defensively from this position. He's been in it once or twice before in this contest. Trying to get those hips to work already. Aslani crossing the feet.
Yeah, Hepworth using that power shrimp there to trying to pressure himself out and then use that elbow knee, but this is where Mush Aslani's seen that. He's gone to like an S-mount version there to try and stop it, and then he took the back. Beautiful work from Mush Aslani.
Yeah, good job from Aslani there to take the back. Nice and low. He's got one arm in place to start working for that rear naked choke. Oh, trying to get a nice bend in the spine there is Mush Aslani as he fights for the next steps over now. And he's going to step into full mount unless Dan Hepworth can get those hips to work. Hepworth making him fight for every inch though, Jamie.
Yeah, he is. He's making it a very awkward fight for Aslani, but end of the day, Aslani's now, 2 rounds up and rocking towards a 3rd round win here. Not enough's happening from the bottom to cause any damage to Aslani. Nice hip escape there to try and get to the full guard, but missed it.
Hepworth with the half guard now. Aslani still trying to power through, steps beautifully into side control. Hepworth needs to get to work with that knee shield and trying to shrimp out there. Oh, looks to turn round, gets to his knees, does Hepworth.
Yeah, good work.
But that arm's still preventing him from turning all the way through. Tries to power through, but he's going to end up giving up his back here, but rolls through again to half guard.
If I was Hepworth at this point, I'd be looking to switch through and maybe go for some kind of leg lock and try and get that space between the hips and drag through, but he's getting to full guard. It's not a great position to be in when you're 2 rounds down.
Hepworth gets his back to the cage, riding his opponent's corner. He's going to try and suck his hips out to stand up, but he's not going to have success in this phase.
Absolutely not.
Mush Aslani doing an absolutely sterling job of keeping the pressure on and attacking just enough that he's going to let referee Neil Hall keep this position.
Yeah, he's putting more than enough pressure on here to just keep this win. He's slowed down on the shots, but why? He doesn't need to change anything up at all now, Brad. He's done enough.
Oh, and again, trying to switch over is Hepworth. He's going to manage it. He's got to be careful, though. Aslani already fighting the position. And great work from Mush Aslani there.
Yeah. Go for that guillotine, that power guillotine. He's going to go for that Marcellotine if he can switch underneath.
Oh, looking for the submission here. It's Dan Hepworth. What a turnaround this would be. Mush Aslani rolls through, though, takes the pressure off.
Yeah, great work from Mush.
And you cannot say that Dan Hepworth has not been in this fight every step of the way, Jamie.
No, you can't, but like I say, what a great fight this has been. And Aslani's done exactly what he needs to do from start to finish here, Brad.
Final seconds of the round. Hepworth still trying to fight his way out from underneath. What a contest. First pro fight of the evening, Jamie, and that was 3 hard and fast rounds.
From start to finish, that was a hell of a fight, and Mush Aslani did exactly what he needed to do. From start to finish, he just attacked. He used the pressure, he used the side control, and he was constantly moving. Hepworth did a great job from the bottom, but just not enough.
Yeah, Hepworth never looking like he was out of the contest. He always had a sweep or a change of position or an escape on tap, but Mush Aslani just proving to be that little bit more dominant in the wrestling phase of the game, and that's where each round was won.
Absolutely. What a fight we had on our hands, Brad.
Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of there from either man. Dan Hepworth making his pro debut here tonight, and I'm sure he'll have a lot to go back to the drawing board with at Hardy Wallhead next week. Meanwhile, Mush Aslani evens his pro record out at 2 wins against 2 losses and does so in style.
Fight Mr. Center, please. Fight in center, please. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards. With a unanimous decision, your winner in the blue corner, Mush the Beast Aslani.